Hi, this is Mrs. Davis. This is lesson 7.1, video 3 for AP Computer Science A. We are talking about array list, and here's an example of how to use an array list and walks you through using the methods. It's a very good example, so let's just go through it line by line. First of all, remember that if you're going to make an array list data type, you have to import the array list class. So that's in the utility package, so make sure you include that statement. So this class is just called array list methods. You're making up that name, or we're making up that name just to say, hey, here's some of the things you can do. So in a main method, I hope you're starting to see, look at that. Isn't that a string array called args? Interesting, right? You kind of get to see what does this public static void main thing do anyway. But anyway, in the main method, we're going to create first a new array list. Okay, so you say array list, your brackets, your pointy brackets, string, it's going to be a type string. The name of the array list is going to be names, and you use equals new. And then you have to repeat a list and type string. And then don't forget, this is a method, so you have to open and close your parenthesis. Okay, that's a method that creates a new array list. So we have names. So all that we have right now is in memory, names. Okay, and it has nothing in it yet. Okay, so it's got like at 56. Right, but we know we are going to start making a object here when we start adding stuff. All right, so here we go. Append or add to the end of the array list. So if we say names.add Mary, so then it becomes, now the array is Mary, and then names.add John, and so John goes in the next one, and then names.add Bob, Bob goes to the next one. So at the end of that, if you print it out, and by the way, there is a method, the print line, there's a toString in the array list class that will print out the array list for you. So remember how with an array you had to do it in a loop, or if you remember, I showed you that one method that did it. But this is automatic. It has an automatic toString. So if I just want to say system out print line, and then I send the print line my name of my array list, here's how it prints it out. It uses a square bracket, and then the first element, comma, second element, comma, third element, comma. Now that's how it would do it for if it was like, if you're doing one that has strings. All right, so it says print out the size of the array list. So system out print line, so this would print out size, colon, and then you're going to add names dot size, open and close. So it's calling the size method to return the size. So the size is going to be 3. Okay, and then the next line, let's go to the very next line. It says add into the array list at a particular index. So here we go. It says names.add 1 Sandy. So we had Mary was at 0, John was at 1, and Bob was at 2. So now we put Sandy in 1, and John and Bob get moved down. So here's an example of it printed out. It goes Mary 0, and Sandy's now at 1, and John got added 1 index, and Bob got added 1 index. So they got pushed down the way. So that was your overridden add method for the array list class, using 2 parameters instead of just 1 like up here. That was 1 parameter add, and here's your 2 parameter add when you want to tell it at a particular index. All right, now let's look down at the next thing. We're going to overwrite the name at position 2. So here's a setter, and so we say at position 2, I want to set it to Peter. And so John's going to be lost. I could have put a variable here, and I know I have to still look up that other thing. I don't want to forget. So, right, I forgot in between these two videos, so I'll look it up. But so it would have returned, if you had said string n equals names.set to Peter, it would have done two things. First, it would have taken the index 2, which was John, and string n would be John. So you caught John in a variable n. And after it did that, it's going to go take John away and put Peter in. Now you don't have to catch it. This didn't catch it. They didn't on purpose. They just wanted to get rid of John and put in Peter. And we didn't care what happened to John. But remember, it will return it if you want it to be returned. So if we print out that toString, we're Mary, Sandy, and John is gone, and Peter's here, and Bob's there too. So nothing happened except John got replaced with Peter. And here's how you remove the name at position 1. So we're at 0, 1, 2, 3. And if I say names.remove1, then it's going to go and just take Sandy out, and indexes get moved down. So now Peter would be at 1 and Bob would be at 2. So, and now my length also got decreased automatically. So I had a 4 length or size array list, and now I have a 3 size array list. Again, this remove could catch. So you could have, again, string n equals names.remove_i, and it would go get Sandy, put Sandy in for n, and then take Sandy away. Okay, so that was a really good example of, in a walkthrough of how things can be added and set and removed from an array list, and also how you get the length and how to use the toString. All right, so we have another example, and I'll do that on the next video.